Cuando acecha la maldad, English title, When Evil Lurks, is a supernatural horror film written and directed by Demian Rugna. In a remote village, two brothers find a demon-infected man just about to give birth to its evil self. They decide to get rid of the body, only to end up unintentionally spreading chaos. Film's runtime is 99 minutes. Film's rating is R in color. Stars Ezekiel Rodriguez. So When Evil Lurks, this is a movie that one did catch my eye. I was like, oh, this looks cool. A horror film. I love horror movies. Horror movies, when it comes to favorite genres, I just love horror. It's the one that I have such great memories with, especially when I was younger. So anytime I see a horror movie, I get a little giddy. Yes, When Evil Lurks. This is a movie I was not supposed to watch. Things happened, and it was Christmas. Funny enough, it was Christmas Eve, and I was with my lovely girlfriend and her family, and they said, let's put on a movie, and it's Christmas Eve. So I was like, all right, they probably put a Christmas movie. No, the young man put on this film, and I was like, oh shoot, I've heard about this. I saw it on my radar once, and it was in theaters for like a week or two. So I was just like, I didn't even get the chance to even attempt pretty much to go see this. This movie is probably kids watch my language, don't. But this is probably the most fucked up film I've seen this year. It is incredibly, it is just messed up. It is violent. It is brutal. Things that you suspect are just it pretty much, the movie just subverts your expectations. Things that you expect, just you are like, whoa, I did not expect that. And I was just watching this movie, just at points just like, whoa, this is insane. And I was just with my family, and they were just like, whoa, like what the heck. And this movie is just wow. Also, it's just an incredible film with just such a well-made film, and also the performance of the main guy is just really good. So let's get right into the talking about the certain details. So we got the performances. You got Ezekiel Rodriguez playing the character of Pedro, the man who is pretty much the protagonist of the story. Things are happening around him, and there's this evil around, and he wants to pretty much save his family and things like that to get away from this town and this evil that's coming. This guy's performance is really good. Like, this guy conveys the emotions of a man who's just is losing his mind in ways, and just the things that are happening around him, losing things, and just the losses. And this is not one of those conventional protagonists. In a way, this man is not a good person. This man has done things in the past that they allude to that is very like, oh shoot, wow, this is not a good guy. This is not a good man. He is our protagonist, so we're kind of like, all right, let's see where this goes. And yeah, this is not one of those protagonists where, he's the hero. He wants to save his family, but he'll do things that are not great, like certain things that you should see in the movie. That is like, wow, you didn't have to do that, man. This guy, his performance is just incredible. Mr. Ezekiel Rodriguez, I've never seen him in a film before, but man, they're just incredible in this film. And of course, you got the antagonist. I'd say the antagonist is the demon, the evil that lurks around. And this is a possession film, but done in a very different way. Not a possession movie that you expect. Usually with the American possession films, they're very much supernatural. They have powers and stuff. This is more biological, where just things are happening to their bodies, and it's like, whoa. And anytime things go wrong, it pretty much jumps to the next person, and it's like a cycle that just never ends. And this evil is terrifying. It is brutal. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about whether it's a kid, a dog. It doesn't matter. It'll F you up instantaneously. And this is, wow, incredible. This evil is like a menace that just doesn't stop. And it's great. It's great stuff. And you also got supporting characters. Emilio Vodanovic, Jair, who is the son of Pedro, who is disabled. He has disabilities. And man, when he's on screen, especially because this movie is very unpredictable. This is the most unpredictable film you could probably have that happened this year. things are so tense. You're like, something bad's gonna happen at any minute and any time, because it's just such an unpredictable movie. Like, leading up to this kid, you're like, dang, I don't trust anything. I don't trust the filmmaker anymore. You know, when you trust the filmmaker to be safe with things, you don't trust this filmmaker. This filmmaker's like, all right, at any moment some shit can hit the fan. And yeah, this character, the disabled kid. First off, the kid did an incredible job. His performance as this kid who is being a disabled guy, and also just being tense for some reason. Like, things, the way he's talking and just the way his movement, it is super tense. I'm telling you, this movie is incredibly tense. Luis Zebrowski as Ruiz, who is the mayor of the town, and he pretty much is like the one saying, like, you guys gotta get this evil out of this town, because I have a wife pretty much who's pregnant, and he wants to get this evil away from him, because there is a guy who's possessed by this evil thing. And yeah, the mayor wants to get them out, and the mayor did a great job. The mayor, you could tell this man is stressed. He just wants this thing away from this town, and he has a wife who's literally giving birth, and this possession pretty much taunts him, saying, I see your wife is pregnant. And it's like, oh shit, get this thing away from me. And yeah, the mayor did a great job, man. I try to search the actress's name, but I gotta give props to the wife of the mayor, because it's like, there's a certain moment that she does something where you're like, damn, that's powerful. She I don't want to say much, but yeah, the wife does something where you're like, damn, that is powerful. She did something. Yeah, I don't want to say much, but yeah, I gotta give props to the wife. And yeah, the performances by pretty much everybody's pretty damn good, specifically the main guy and all the supporting characters. And also direction by the direction's great. It's such a well-made film. It's tense, it's brutal, and it's violent, and it's like, and it does tense pretty well, because there's certain moments where like, things are getting a little tense right now, and it's like, I could feel it. And the direction by Mr. Damien Rognat is really good. Screenplay is really great. Like, the story, and it's also just an interesting world, because this is not only just a possession film, but this is like a dystopian future in a way, where it's like churches don't exist, priests and all that stuff, and it's just the idea of the possession guy, and it's like, you can't just kill the person that's possessed. It's get a priest to make it possible. And it's very interesting stuff. Like, the story and this world is just like, wow, it's very, you don't expect this kind of detail for this movie, and I'm very much surprised. Like, this film has such good, interesting details for this world that we're in, because it's not only just a horror film, it's also just a future, a weird world that we live in, where churches don't exist and things like that. It's like, oh wow, cool, this is interesting. And yeah, the story, the dynamic, and just the tense, when moments get tense, you're like, where things are getting tense. DP by Mariano Suarez. This is a very well shot film. This is a very visually great film, and just the camera and really lurking with the characters. I really did love how this film was shot. And I gotta give respect to the makeup department, which is, I think, one person? Elizabeth Gouda. The makeup is really good in this movie. Specifically one guy, which is just terrible. Like, I'm telling you, like, and it's not like made for jokes or anything. This is like, you're watching this movie and you can be like, this is traumatizing stuff, because this is not even a person anymore. This is just whatever this is, just being. And it's so terrifying. I'm like, oh my god. Just the makeup for that character is just incredible. And just in general, the makeup designing for all the possessed kids and all that stuff is just really good. This film, this is a surprise. I gotta give respect when evil lurks. This is one of the most fucked up film, like I said. And it is one of the best horror movies. I gotta know, man. This movie is really good. And it's in Spanish, so I hope you guys could just go see it, because it's like, who cares? Subtitles. I think we got to a point where you can just read subtitles, but people get, they're like scared of it for some reason. They can't just be like, I can watch this movie. Oh, it's in different language. I can't really watch this movie, but watch it. I would recommend this movie. It's such a great film, and one of the best horror movies, I think, of this year. It's a really good movie, and I gotta give respect to the director. Good job. I'm happy for you. You made a damn good horror movie, and a horror movie that a lot of people are talking about. So gotta give respect. So, for a film rating, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely worth collecting. I can see this movie being growing, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But right now, I'm comfortable with a 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely a great movie. It's worth collecting. And it's really freaking good. And it's one of the most I'm telling you, you cannot predict the things that happen in this movie. There's moments where I'm watching it, I'm like, oh, interesting, and you're like, what the fuck? How did this happen? Like, this movie is so unpredictable, but not in a bad way, but in a really good way, where you're like, you don't trust. You're like, this filmmaker, he will pass the bar. There's certain things that you can't do in movies, and this guy says, fuck that. We're doing it, and we're doing it like the guy in the news. We're doing it live, and yeah, damn, great movie. So 4 out of 5 stars. I'd recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it for Christmas Day though. Like I don't know why we saw this on Christmas Eve. I was like, this guy, he really was like, hey man, let's watch a pretty fucked up movie. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. And wow, he wasn't wrong about that. So hey, my cousin-in-law, he did good, man. This movie's fucking messed up, and in a way loved it.